Hello everybody and good morning. Yes, it's Monday. We spent the night at the Holiday Inn Express right near the supercharger in Mount Vernon. Yeah, the bugs are piling up. I think most of the bugs are gone though, but it's all right. All right, I think we're ready to go. Our next stop will be over in Kansas today. Let's have a look here. 238 miles of range, 6:51 a.m., 58 degrees. We have arrival percentage here of 30% and 80 miles to go. We're going to stop just south of St. Louis. Will be our first charging stop. It is 250 kilowatt. It is morning. Time-based here, it's what shows up. Let me do this. We don't need all that. This is St. Louis, obviously. We're going to go down 64 from where we're at, and we're going to stop in this supercharger that's 250 kilowatts, relatively new. And then we're going to continue up Wentz Parkway and get on 70. That's our goal. All right, well, let's hit it. Out here on Highway 64, headed west. Next stop, supercharger in St. Louis. We're up here on Highway 64. This leg and I think subsequent legs, we know now that we can run a little faster. I think we're going to run at 68. This gets some 80 some miles to St. Louis. If it turns out it's too fast to screw up our calculations, we won't.
Lots of spots.
Yep, 68, right? Yeah, you see anything out on the road. Driving a donut at 70 some miles an hour. Holy mackerel. We've increased our speed by 3 miles an hour, and it's kind of interesting. Look at the watt hours per mile used now. 608. We're up almost a little over 100 watt hours per mile with 3 miles an hour increase. The wind is negligible outside. This is flat ground here in Illinois. And it just shows that aerodynamics plays a huge part in usage in your vehicle, especially when you pull in a trailer. Yeah, how about that? Some circuit breakers. Maybe it's going to the Tesla factory. Let's have an energy check. 123 on the clock. And look over here. Looks like 25 miles to go, 25% upon arrival. We're just in the outskirts of St. Louis now. We'll work our way through it here and then head to the supercharger. Left to left or straight?
Now bear right onto McCree Avenue.
Yeah. So where's McCree Avenue? There?
Yeah, right.
Must be there.
That is across, right? Oh, there they are, right over there. Do you see the superchargers?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're downtown in Industrial City here, it looks like. And check it out. There's the superchargers. Wow. I looked this up on the map and couldn't believe it was in the middle of this industrial park. So I don't care, as long as they got power. Oh, sure, well, stop right in the road. How about that?
You have a big billboard, stop in front of you, don't have a choice.
In 500 feet, your destination will be on the right.
Well, it is. I don't know what this building is.
I don't know.
Yeah. So
Now your destination is on the right.
Whatever that means.
all right. Well, apparently this is it. I suppose whoever owns this building hosts the superchargers. How about that? Well, I'm not complaining, it's juice, but we got a little problem. I've got to put the trailer somewhere. I think maybe right here. Yeah, this is pretty cool. This is called a dog park. They call it Bark Dog Barst. What's it called? Barstl? Bar STL, right?
Look what it says. Or it says leashes. You don't need those stinking leashes.
We're here at the supercharger in downtown St. Louis, and you can see it's really a dog park indoors of all things. And it's got a fence all the way around it. It's very cool place for you to sit, and there's a bar here. You can sit and hang out with your favorite friend, and including your dog. And this is very cool. There's t-shirts and all kinds of stuff. It's quite neat. Somebody was really thinking. Anyway, out back is the 8-stall version 3 supercharger. So we're heading out there now. If you're looking for a restroom at the supercharger, it's here at the Barking Dog Park. Here's the view out on the street here at the dog park and supercharger. As you can see, we're really in the middle of the industrial area here in St. Louis. This place is very nice though, as you can see. It's kind of an oasis in the middle of the old industrial park. We just used the facilities inside. Greg's calculating all of our data here. It looks like our next stop will be the new 12-stall 250 kW in West Broadway in Columbia, Missouri. That's Central State, 117 miles from here. Let's let it calculate here, and it'll give us a amount of time we have to continue to charge. All right, currently arrival is minus 13. It is 20 more minutes of charging. And the thing is we learned is without the trailer connected, the arrival percentage will change. So we want to make sure that the arrival percentage is large enough that we can actually get there. So that's where we're headed. Let's do a charging check. 69%. We have 10 minutes to charge. And currently we're at 88 kilowatts. And if I look over here, our arrival is 0%. It's okay. I think we'll charge a little bit here and see how our arrival goes. There is a headwind, so we got to be conscious of that. We may change up and go to a nearer supercharger if we need to in Columbia. The West 250 is west by, I don't know, 8 or 10 miles. We'll see. At 83%, the car says we have enough energy to go. While that's cool and all, we're pulling a trailer, we'll need a little bit more. I've set the charge limit to 92%, so we're going to go another 10 minutes here. Our arrival percentage is only 13, and as you remember, when I hook that trailer up, that's going to drop. So we'll put a little bit more energy in this thing and get on down the road. Now this is interesting. We're sitting here watching this train go by. Let's have a look at this thing. It looks like solar panels. You see there's wires hooked to them. They're on almost every car. Look at this. Right? They're everywhere. On every one of these cars, there's a set of solar panels. There's wires coming out of the bottom, right? So the $64 question is, what do these do? Do they keep some batteries charged? Do they keep the lights going? Do they operate the machinery? What? Isn't that cool? I'm sure somebody that works for the railroad knows what these are for. I don't generally see these kinds of things, and I think it's pretty cool. We're letting the battery charge to 92%. Why 92? We just need more energy in the battery. If you look at the wind here, we're going to go directly into the wind, and that plus the trailer causes issues. It's called physics, and we'll have more resistance. So it's all right. Got 2 more minutes to go to get to 92, and I think we'll be just fine. We're going to drop our speed from this last leg of 68 to 65 like we did, and I think we'll be just fine. We're just about at our charge limit here. Got 1 minute, it says, probably about 15 seconds, I would guess. Currently at 92%. It'll top that up just a hair more here, and like, here we go. Now we're calculating 92%. We put in 62 kilowatt hours in the battery, and our arrival percentage is 22%. Remember that. When we hook up the trailer, that will come down. When you haul a trailer, unless you pull the ball out, you really got to be careful when you back into the stall. You could whack this sign. Looks like I got 8 inches or so there of clearance, but no problem. The charge cord was certainly long enough. Yeah, that's interesting. So now that the trailer's hooked up, look what our arrival percentage is, 9%. That's a big change. That's okay. We're just going to take it easy. We'll do 65, and we have a bailout. If we look here in Missouri at Columbia, the old supercharger's right here. So we have another 15 miles closer should we need to. I don't think we'll do it, but there you go. All right, let's hit the road. We're burning daylight. We are making our way out of the St. Louis industrial area by the supercharger now. I'll just run the video here for a minute. You can see a lot of the old factories and things that
In 500
exist.
feet, turn right onto South Kings Highway Boulevard.
I gotta say, the electrical wiring here kind of looks like some places I've been in Africa.
Yeah.
Do an energy check here. It's 83 in the battery, and our arrival percentage has increased now, 17%, 108 miles to go. We are doing 60 because that speed limit here on this Highway 64, it helps out a lot. As we continue down Highway 64 here, or Interstate 64, we go over this bridge. It's like an old riveted bridge with a new bridge to the left. Looks like we're crossing over the Missouri River. There goes a nice Tesla. We're now on Interstate 70, and we're headed west, getting the heck out of the St. Louis area here now. Time for an energy check. 25 on the meter, that's percent. Showing 11 on arrival, 23 miles to go. Let's have a look around. Energy check, 14% in the meter. 10% on arrival, and we're only 5.8 miles away. Yeah, we're off the highway here, and then we'll make a left turn.
In 500 feet, turn left onto North Stadium Boulevard.
What she said? Don't be pulling in front of me now. All right, Hy-Vee. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Now turn left.
Hy-Vee has been awesome for supporting Tesla superchargers, and apparently there's another one here. So that's good. And they do have a pull-in spot. So we'll see if we can arrange a meeting between us and the pull-in spot. Yep, this is the Hy-Vee where the supercharger is in West Columbia. This is the West Columbia supercharger. It is a 12 stall, 250 kilowatt. There are actually 2 pull-in slots. It's kind of cool, fits the corner here real well. I drove the Model X pulling the trailer and it fits okay. The spot is certainly wide enough anybody can go. I got the emergencies on and a cone, and the cone, hopefully somebody will see it without running into the trailer. We are charged enough here in West Columbia, and 70%. We have an arrival percentage with the trailer attached to 27%. We are done. Let's go. Just back on Interstate 70 now from Columbia. And our next stop will be Concordia, which is also a version 3 250 kilowatt. It's relatively new. Good part about that is there's a real nice barbecue place right next door, so we'll charge up and eat up. Yeah, we're 68% and rock hitting the window. See, it's 28% upon arrival in Concordia. We had to park the trailer here because when I pulled in, there was a Model Y in the pull-in spot from Oregon. While that's okay, I think it's really good practice to actually back your car in and leave the pull-in spots for somebody possibly with a trailer. Certainly there's plenty of spots. You could even park crooked if you want to, if you have trouble backing up. But however, if you can leave the pull-in spots for somebody with a trailer, would be helpful. So we disconnected the trailer and we're charging over on number 1. We're just getting ready to top up here. We are leaving Concordia. We'll go through downtown Kansas City and all the way down the turnpike. And we're actually going to charge right on the turnpike. There's 2 new 250 kilowatt chargers located in oases along the turnpike. Not charge theirs, but we're going to give it a whirl. We're letting the car figure out what's going on. It's currently 9%. It says 4 minutes to go, but we're going to run this up to 20. As we know, when we rehook the trailer, we're going to lose some of this. So I will go to 20 and we'll see how it goes. We're back on Interstate 70 after a stop in Concordia. We grabbed a little bite and had a little Scottish lunch. And it's 81% on the battery. And we're showing now 10% arrival at the supercharger in Kansas. Just coming into the city of Kansas City. We're going to go right through all those skyscrapers here in a few minutes. Here's a close-up shot of downtown Kansas City. Just on the west side of Kansas City now. We're on the Kansas City Turnpike here now between Kansas City and Topeka. Just going to get off here at the supercharger. And it's at the Oasis here. This is the first one in Lawrence, Kansas. really need to stop, but I'm very curious about the supercharger here. There's Mickey D's. I think they're spot. There they are.
There they are.
Wow, how about that?
There's a whole
In
line
500 feet, stay straight to take the Interstate 70 West ramp.
Hey, how about this? These are new as of July, and they put them on the Kansas City Turnpike here.
one at the end.
Yeah, they got to pull in one at the end. How about that? You know what? Let's charge up while we use the facilities, see if they work. What do you think?
Why
See if I can even get in here. All right, let's see. Hey, look at that. Yep. All right, let's check it out. At the Oasis, this cool little statue here. How cool. We're at the Lawrence, Kansas Oasis along the turnpike here. We decided to stop here at this first Oasis knowing that there was a Tesla supercharger, only been active now for several months. This is a version 3, it's 12 stall, 11 back ends, 1 pull in. It is all set up. As you can see, it's really, really new. We're charging at 175 kilowatts at about 50%. And which means that this whole trip I've been doing 100, 120. I would bet this station is dialed in for way more power output during the day. Anyway, there you go. 94 kilowatts at 58%. And we've gained 31 kilowatt hours and 10 minutes to go to 90%, 76 degrees. And are projected at the next little, it's 41%, which is only 20 miles away. Anyway, here we go. I'm going to disconnect and get down the road. At this Oasis also is a charge point DC fast charger. It appears to be running, the screen's broken. The second one also has a fractured screen and does say unavailable. So only one appears to be working. Come on, charge point. And there's a couple J1772s here. I can't tell if they're on or off. Yeah, the screen looks active. This is the 8 stall 150 kilowatt. They're all back in. There's a handy spot over there, but they're all back in, no pull-ins. And they're split. They're in the back of the Arby's here. We had to put the trailer over here, and which is fine, nobody's there. We're charging up 140 kilowatts, looking good so far. Our next stop will be Salina, Kansas. Topeka, Kansas, and I've learned a few things. Greg and I both kind of discovered it. I have the latest beta software here, 69.2.2. However, it's very much like the normal release. Tesla has made some great strides in determining exactly how far you can go with the available energy, taking into account all kinds of sources, from charging your phone through everything else. We found out something kind of interesting, and it makes sense, right? Pulling a trailer here in the Model X, you see the two, let me see if I can zoom in there. The minus 2%, as you know, when you charge your battery and the destination being set in the navigation, the arrival percentage is shown. Now, it wasn't always shown there. With this version, it was shown on another screen. However, it now shows it there right in the destination screen. Now, what we found with the trailer, in some cases we have to disconnect the trailer. We charge up, and that may be, say, 20%. You hook it up to the trailer and that number drops to 10% over. And that certainly makes sense. They're calculating the drag and everything else with the trailer. And then you ask the question, well, gee, how do they know how much drag a trailer does? Well, I'll tell you right there. So this has history. This is the usage history of us pulling the trailer. My guess, and I don't know this, the software looks at the average usage over the last 30 minutes and maybe over the last 6 hours for all I know. and it bases the usage upon the charge required upon arrival. So when I hook a trailer to it, it says, whoa, we've got more drag, let's adjust the arrival percentage. So this is what we're seeing. Sometimes it's 3, 5, and sometimes it's 10 or 11. The last stretch we did was 11 difference. We had 21 and it ended up being 10. So anyway, there you go. So what we do now, without the trailer attached, we charge it up, and our target goal is 20% over, because when we reconnect the trailer, it looks like it will drop at about 10, and that gives us 10% over, and that seems to be just fine. These are the last two charging stops here in Topeka and then in Salina. And then, of course, you know what you have to do when you arrive in a city overnight? You must charge the battery. If you don't, the battery takes longer to charge when it's cool. So when we get to Hayes, we'll also charge the battery with enough juice to get us down to the next location. What we've done in this leg, we set the destination for Hayes. And the navigation will take us through Salina and then ultimately on to Hayes. And the only difference is the predicted arrival percentage. We will make sure that it's at least 20%, because we know we lose 10 when we connect to the trailer. We have just left the Topeka supercharger and are on the Interstate 70 now, tooling along. Shout out to Patrick. It was nice meeting you. And I'm sorry your X is in for service, but as you can see, the Model X can pull a trailer just fine. All right, well, we've got 99 miles to Salina. Another thing, we charged up without the trailer into 28% upon arrival. We plugged the trailer in, and now we're seeing 21%. So it gobbled up 7% just by hooking the trailer up. Let's have a look around in Kansas. We're now 30 miles out from Salina, 19% upon arrival, and I bumped the speed now. It's 75 here. Now I'm running 70, 37% battery. We're 10 miles from Salina. Let's have a look around.
Now take exit 252 on the right.
This is Salina, Kansas. We're losing our
1,000
light.
feet, turn right onto North 9th Street.
Yeah, what she said. We're going to the supercharger near the Holiday Inn Express here. Here's the Holiday Inn
Now
Express
your destination is on the left.
with the supercharger. All right, we're now hooked up to the 2 Bravo, which are on our own cabinet. At this state of charge, we should get at least 140 something. Come on, baby. That's right, I'll buy that for $1. We're still a little low. It'll come up a little bit once it's here. There it is, 140. Once it comes off the yellow here, it'll come up a little more. That's fine. We'll get a good charge here, and we'll be underway. We've got 30 minutes. We're just leaving Salina Supercharger. Got 74% in the battery.
500 feet, turn right onto North 9th Street.
We have 10% estimated on arrival and 93 miles to go. Sun is just about down here, and we're headed to the west. And the car believes it's sunset. As you can see, it's went to dark here. Just heading into the sunset. Getting close to Hayes. Let's have a look around. Yeah, it's dark outside. We have made it to Hayes. 8:35. We're gonna get something to eat, then get charged, and get over to the hotel. Yep, it's dark. We are charged. We are at 92% for the night. The car has been charged and it's all good.